Well, good afternoon. It's me, Mitch. I wanted to do a little video today and talk about kitchen gadgets. Now, I've talked about this stuff before, and as you all know, I have a page on my website that steers people towards links to the stuff I use. I have an Amazon affiliate account. They pay me a small commission when you happen to buy these gadgets through my links. Now, I think this is a win-win situation. Doesn't cost you any more. I don't want you to buy anything you don't want anyway, and they pay me a small commission. That's the good news. The bad news is it's not much of a commission. And while I don't want to appear to be too mercenary or too much of a gadget salesman, that's not why I do this. That's not the reason I do this YouTube thing. But it does cost a lot of money to do this. The equipment that I buy, the cameras that I buy, the monthly subscriptions that I pay to streaming software, things like that. And while I don't make enough money off of these things to actually buy myself anything in life or go on a cruise or buy a new car or anything, it does at least cover the expenses of running this channel so that I can keep doing it for the real reasons that I do this. And the real reasons I do this are the fact that it's my way of railing against all the corruption and greed and bullshit and damage and devastation done to us. What had been done to me most of my life by the medical, big food, big pharma, all these establishment people, governments, that have no idea what they're recommending or the damage it's causing. Do I want to help? I suppose I want to help. If I didn't want to help, I wouldn't be doing this. I would just take care of myself and keep it to myself and not risk anything and not be a subject to the trolls and the morons. But what's more satisfying to me than railing against the establishment, which I find immensely satisfying, are the responses I get from so many of you, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands by now, telling me that some of the things that I've said have changed your life. And that makes me feel good. And feeling good and being proud is a benefit, even if it's not monetary. But the money that I make from my YouTube page, I can do without having to ask for donations or charity or buy me a coffee or GoFundMe or any of that stuff. I can do it by taking advantage of the fact that Amazon finds value in people like me sending customers their way, and they're willing to give up a little of their profit doing it. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, and I do it unashamedly. Now, I looked at my earnings so far from Amazon this month. I've made $200 in the first 10 days of May. Last month on Amazon, I spent over $2,000 on this channel, on a new notebook computer, on new cameras, on computer equipment. So while at the end of the year, when I look at what I've earned from these side gigs, let's call them, I maybe will cover the expenses of doing what I'm doing. And you all know, in business, breaking even is not the desired outcome. But that's not why I do this. So, in full transparency, I thought I'd go over that with you, just so you know where I'm coming from, so I can keep steering you to my Amazon page and telling you, if you're going to buy this stuff, buy it through my links. Help me out. Help support the channel, because that's what you're doing. You're help supporting the expenses of running this channel, which lets me speechify and be Professor Mitch talking to you about all of the things that I've discovered that actually work and have changed my life. So what I want to do right now is I want to kind of go over some of the stuff that I have the Amazon links for and tell you which of these items I think, if you really only wanted a few things to really help make your carnivore adventure that much easier, these are the things that I would recommend that you're getting. You're under no obligation to get any of this stuff. This is not the Old Guy Home Shopping Network. These are tools that I just enjoy using every day that make the preparation of my food so much easier, less messy, and makes it easier to actually maintain this lifestyle, which is, after all, the ultimate goal of what we're doing. So this is my website, Old Guy Carnivore. On my website at oldguycarnivore.com, this is the main menu up here. I've got a page called Carnivore Basics. There's an introduction there, and it talks about the basics of carnivore, and then it goes down to a quick start guide, the 10 rules that I say you should follow, and then I let you off the hook with a portion of this page. It's entitled, It's Not Your Fault. And I talk briefly about how we got into this mess that we're in. So that's a good basic reference page for you. The next page down is links to the stuff I use every day. I have Old Guy t-shirts and merchandise, supplements, food and pantry staples, kitchen appliances and small tools, t-shirts that I wear, cameras and accessories that I use, and the exercise equipment and scales that I use. Let's go and let's start with the t-shirts. I got a merchandise store. My merchandise store is a third-party vendor called Bonfire, and I have different styles, 3 different shirts right now. One of them with the food pyramid on it, one of them that says Old Guy Carnivore with my old guy face and cigar in the center, and the other just says take the rest of the day off and eat meat. And you can get these things in sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts in all different colors, and that's a pretty neat site. If you think you want to dress like the old guy does, although I don't know why anybody would want to wear athletic shorts and a t-shirt virtually all the time. That kind of means I have no life. Then I have exercise equipment and my scale, and these are some pieces of equipment that I have. I did a video about this exercise tower that I have. I use the resistance bands. This is the digital scale that I have. I have food and pantry staples, and I buy these things from Amazon. I buy their grass-fed ghee, the pork rind crumbs. I buy the Redmond real salt, the Saltworks Himalayan pink salt, the smoked sea salt from Malden, Wild Planet, wild anchovies in water, and the Wild Planet wild pink salmon by the case. So those things, I use them all the time. They're great. They're nutritious. They're as good as you can get. Then we go down to kitchen and small appliances and tools. As you know, I've kind of been talking about the WeVac vacuum sealers, the chamber ones, since they gave me a birthday present. It was so nice of them. I made a video and people seem to be enjoying these things. This is the Mac Daddy over here, the CV10. This takes you right to the WeVac site itself. It's not an Amazon link. And here it tells you you can enjoy a 15% off coupon. You copy the coupon like that. You put it in the link when you want to buy the thing, and you get 15% off, and you get free shipping on any order over 60. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, that is only for your orders in the United States. That's the only place they ship these to. They have another vacuum sealer. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing it yet, but it looks, it's the kind like the Food Savers that suck the air out of the bag. It's big and wide. I think it retails for $199, and that would be less 15% off. Where's the price on this thing? Buy now. No, that's not it. That's the big one. Okay. Somewhere in there, you'll find it. I think it's about $199, but I think you get it for about $160, which is about the same as the Food Saver model, but I think this looks great. And if WeVac's listening, and if they would like to send me one to review, I'd be more than happy to make a video about it for you guys because it looks like a lower price alternative to what might be a better vacuum sealer than most of the commercially available ones now for home use. They also sell vacuum sealer bags, and I don't care what kind of vacuum sealer you have. Their bags are as good as they come. They're chemical free, and they cost so much less than the ones you buy for the Food Saver ones. They are 1/3 or less the price, and they're great bags. And you get the 15% discount on them as well. So that's the WeVac. The rest of these links are all to my Amazon affiliate account. The must-haves. Let's talk about the must-haves first. As far as I'm concerned, if you're on Carnivore, you must have a sous vide setup. If you don't, you are just missing out on the most foolproof, best way ever to cook your food and have it come out perfect every time. I credit the sous vide method. I give it credit for a great deal of the success that I've had on Carnivore because the food is just so good. You can do long sous vide cooks with tough cuts of meat like chuck, brisket, steaks, perfect temperature all throughout, and you give them a quick sear, and they're fabulous. And the sous vide setup I use is made up of two different pieces. One of them is the container, this container itself. It's $45. It's made by Every, and it comes with the container, the lid, and a lot of people ask me where I got the rack. It comes with this. So this is half of what you need to do the sous vide. The other half is the immersion circulator. This is the gadget, and this comes from Anova, and it's $78. So you're $120 or so for the whole setup, and it should last you forever. It works with an app. I never use the app. You don't need the app. You just push a couple buttons on the top of this thing. It heats the water up to whatever you want it to be. You throw your stuff in the bucket, set the timer, and don't even worry about it. If it happens to sit in there an hour or two longer, it doesn't matter. It can't get overcooked because it will never get more than the temperature. And you can see right up here at the top of the page, it shows me. I last purchased this July 13th of 2022. That's the one I have. I have had that for almost 2 years now. So when I say that when I started in August of 2022, being a full carnivore, I already had my sous vide setup, and I wouldn't do without it. An accessory for the sous vide setup are these silicone bags. If you don't happen to have an air fryer, and you still want to sous vide things, and you're not worried about packaging them up to freeze things, you could just buy a pair of these silicone bags and use the immersion method of vacuum sealing. And that is when you put the food in the bag and put the bag in the water, the air is all pushed out of it, and it's pretty, for all intents and purposes, it is sitting in a vacuum down at the bottom. And you leave the open end of the bag draped over the top of the sous vide container. So this is you buy it once, they'll last you forever too. So that's something, if you don't have a vacuum sealer, those silicone bags work great. I have two different Dubai mineral B carbon steel pans here. I have the original one that I have, the 11-inch frying pan. And you notice that it doesn't give you the opportunity to buy it in 11 inches. It says 3 options from $94, but I couldn't find, looking around on this. There's a 10 1/4. I like the 11, but it's probably out of stock right now, or you could get a little different size. But as an alternative to this, they came up with something new, and that was a carbon steel steak pan. And this is cool because it has marks on it, which will put grill marks on your steaks when you sear it in there. It's also not as deep. And it is $95. It's in stock. These carbon steel pans, these DeBaye pans, are pans that, I don't know where the hell to pick, here it is. They're pans that you buy once in your life, and they'll be passed down to your great-grandchildren if anybody still realizes that you have them. They are definitely lifetime utensils. When you season them up finally and cook in them for a while, they will become black. They'll become non-stick. They're incredible cookware. The best restaurants use them. This, to me, if you're going to be searing steaks, is a must-have. Either this steak pan or the other pan. I'd recommend that as a must-have. For all my other cooking, I like this 12-inch Mueller German stone coating. This is where I cook my bacon and eggs in. It's $35. I buy one every year, year and a half. I buy a new one because the white coating kind of yellows and kind of gets beat up, but they're great. I think I'm on my third one. I purchased this one back in October of 2023. Not ready to replace it yet. It's not that beat up or yellow yet, but if I have to do it once a year for $35, this is a zero bad chemical coating. It is all stone and ceramic. I don't even care if it's nonstick because I don't cook anything without fat or grease anyway. That's the only real allure of nonstick cooking, is cooking an egg with no grease. Well, you know how I feel about low-fat diets. But it's great for bacon. It's great for eggs. I really love this thing, and I use it almost every day. Another tool that I really like, and if you're into gadgets, is a Bluetooth thermometer, and this one is the Meter Plus, and it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, long range, and it transmits, and you have an app, and you stick this in the meat, and if you're barbecuing meat outside or cooking a roast in the oven or something like that, this is great because this will tell you how much time it's got left in the cook, when it hits the perfect temperature, how much the temperature rises during the resting of the meat. It'll tell you when to take the meat out, and you don't have to worry about it. Another method I use of making steaks is I sear the steak first, then I put it in the oven to finish it. And that's where a thermometer like this comes in handy. So if you do a lot of barbecuing, if you do a lot of roasts in the oven, if you don't have a sous vide and you want a great way to cook a steak, you sear it first in a hot frying pan, put it in a 400-degree oven until the internal temperature comes up to whatever it is that you're looking for, 120, 130 degrees, 140 degrees. You then pull it out of the oven. It is done perfectly. A real handy little gadget that's cheap that I use a lot is this thermometer. You can point it at anything, tell what the temperature is. It also comes with a really long probe meat thermometer too, and it costs $19. And it's great, and I use it if I fry, for example, if I'm going to make my salmon cakes, and I'm going to take a huge amount of bacon grease and put it in that Mueller 12-inch pan and heat it up to fry those salmon cakes. I'm looking for 350 to maybe 375, 390 tops in temperature. I want to keep it below the smoke point of the oil. All I have to do with this is just aim it at the pan, and it'll tell me exactly what the temperature of the oil is, and then I can adjust the heat on the stove accordingly and keep that at the perfect temperature to fry food. That's pretty much all I use this thing for. If I had kids, I might be pointing it at their foreheads once in a while to take their temperature, but for me, just being able to reach in and grab this thing for less than $20, never burn anything, never let my cooking grease reach a point where any of these carcinogens start forming when it gets too hot, that's worth it to me. I love that little gadget. I bought this, believe it or not, May 19th, 2021. I bought this 3 years ago. Still have it. Haven't even replaced the batteries in it yet. Works like a champ. So these things you buy, they're one-shot buys. You're going to have them for a long, long time. Another almost must-have thing for any of us bacon and egg eaters, and this is $16, is this grease container, stainless steel, and it has a really good filter in here, and you pour your bacon grease in it, and it really, really works great. I put it in the fridge. It fills up. I take it out of the fridge when it's full. I set it down in a little hot water in the sink, maybe 2 or 3 inches of hot water. I leave it there for an hour or so, and it melts all the bacon grease inside till it's a liquid. Then I pour it into one of these little plastic, kind of like the containers you get takeout soup in with the snap lid. I bought a box of them from Amazon for $10, quart ones. And right now I've got 2 completely full bacon grease things in my refrigerator. It'll last for a long time because I use a lot of this stuff when I deep fry either shrimp or my salmon cakes or anything like that in the bacon grease, and the shrimp I coat with the pork rind crumbs. It's fabulous. So this is just a great way to collect the grease without making a mess. Those are things that I think just make this life for me so much easier. And I've got a slow cooker, which I use once in a while. I might do a chuck roast in it. A couple of air fryers. This is the newest one that I told you about this morning, the Ninja 6. Let's see if it's still on sale for $199. Hey, they haven't raised the price yet. How about that? It's a new record for them. I don't use this a whole lot, but I don't know if something moved me to buy it. I don't know if I'd buy it again. To press a hamburger, I can do it with my hand. And then you got to clean it. I bought this thing here, for $59. It's a portable gas burner. I mean, you could do carnivore. You could live with this. And it uses either the standard type of propane bottles that you saw or the cans that actually fit into this thing. And it's got this adapter. It comes with it for $60. I bought it in case there's a hurricane. I can cook. I don't have to use my barbecue grill outside. I can cook in a pan. I can cook anything. I could live and do carnivore for a month with this thing if I had to. I bought half a dozen bottles of this butane fuel and I'm set. So whether you need one of those or not, for me, it's kind of like hurricane survival stuff. And the last thing here is my water bottle that I use every day. I mix my electrolyte drink in it. It's got all kinds of different lids and attachments. The one I use is this flip-up straw. When I put one of my doses of my own electrolyte mix, and there is a video on my channel showing how I make this stuff in bulk and save a fortune. It's unflavored because I've gotten off the flavored electrolyte mix. And this particular thing, when you dilute one dose in about 40 ounces of water, you hardly taste it at all. And I fill it up every morning, 40 ounces of ice water. I put 1 teaspoonful of the electrolyte mix in it, and that's my source of drinking water for most of the day. And by the end of the day, I've kind of time released these electrolytes into my system. And that's a well-made, all stainless steel liner. It keeps that stuff ice cold until the next day without any ice in it. It's a great bottle. I bought this a year ago, March 10th, 2023. And as you can see, all the stuff I'm showing you is stuff that I bought. Nobody gave me any of this stuff. This was stuff I bought for my own use because I thought it would make my life easy. The stuff that's made my life easy has worked out like I intended it, is what ended up on my website here. Got t-shirts I wear. Some of these aren't my t-shirts. This National Sarcastic Society, the meat, the brisketarian, those are somebody else's t-shirts. My son buys these for me, got them on Amazon. So people kept asking me where I get the shirt, So I put links up there. I figure if you're going to go to Amazon and buy it, I may as well make 25 cents commission or something if you buy the shirt from Amazon. Then there's my shirts. I don't expect you all to be running out buying $500 or more cameras, but these are all the cameras that I bought in order for me to effectively do this YouTube channel. Selfie sticks, wireless mics, wireless mic adapters, my newest drone, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the new 360 X4. And these cameras don't come cheap. It's a $500 camera. And this is why. So I can buy these things. There it is. Last purchased April 16th. I just got this. This is my new camera. This is why this Amazon affiliate link page to stuff that you want anyway really helps out the channel and helps me focus more on my message and trying to help you overcome the problems and understand why it is that you're doing the right thing. And I truly enjoy doing that. So that's my website. That's what I'd like you to consider. One of the ways that Amazon works, if you really love me and you're interested in me doing well, one of the ways that they work is when you go to Amazon through one of my links, anything that you buy once you're there, they give me credit for. They give me credit for it. I brought you to the dance, I guess is the way they see it. I never asked them to do this. But if you go to my Amazon link to buy that bacon grease container thing for $16 and decide while you're there you need a new $1,300 cell phone, and while you're still in that browser, you go to the search bar on Amazon and search for your cell phone and go and buy it. They pay me a commission on your cell phone. Doesn't cost you anything, but they pay it to me. I never knew about this until one day I actually can see what people are ordering through my links. And I went in and looked, and there was all kinds of stuff in there. I said, how the hell did I get credit for this? I don't have links to this stuff. And then I found out that somebody must have bought whatever that was after they, ordered something or even looked at something that they got to from my links. So if you want to help out this old guy and help support my efforts here on YouTube, and you're going in to buy something on one of my links and you have some other Amazon shopping to do, if you just continue to shop, I would be eternally in your debt. Helps me pay what it costs just to do what I do. Again, it's not the best business model. I doubt I'll ever do better than break even on that. But it's a good thing that I actually get paid for doing other work outside of YouTube, or I'd never be able to live. But I'm fine. I'm not looking for charity. I don't want donations. You don't need to buy me a coffee. It's good to make money, but I'd rather make money this way, where you're going to spend it anyway. Let Jeff Bezos give me a small percent of the profit that he would otherwise get to keep. See, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. That, my friends, is what my Amazon links are all about. And my website at oldguycarnivore.com. Check it out. Check it out. And with that, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.